Good morning, I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. On this Thursday morning, we're going to have our news and weather update. The news team will be along in a moment. We're going to bring you up to date on our streaming forecast. We're doing this each weekday here at 8:30 in the morning. We'll have additional information on our 14 First Alert weather app as well. We'll start here with the air quality alerts. They got a little bit closer. The air quality alerts are in effect now for Indianapolis, but congratulations to the Indiana Pacers, who won, took a 2-1 lead in that series last night against OKC. It's in for Cincinnati. Does not include Chicago, Wisconsin, and then up into Minnesota. So we've had some questions on our air quality alerts. A lot of this wildfire smoke, which we'll take a look at in a moment, it's at the higher levels. And then on Facebook, if you have some comments, I have my phone. I'll be a little bit, hopefully quicker at the draw for today. And let's take a look as far as smoke and haze is concerned. That's still going to be across our area as well. And then also some of that dust coming in from the Sahara that cycles in from the south. However, our air quality alerts are in the okay range overall. I'm going to take this full because once again, this stubborn pattern that we've been in, we're looking at decent chances for rain over the weekend. Now, it's not going to rain all the time, but we're going to have an area of low pressure and a front kind of stall that's going to be in here until about Monday. But those are our opportunities for some showers and storms. The overall severe weather threats, though, are going to be low, but I'm going to make a case here in a moment where we could see a level 1 threat for tomorrow. Today, they did include now Memphis down through Arkansas, Louisiana, and East Texas. That's where those warnings were going so far this morning. They had some severe thunderstorm warnings generally if you're doing any traveling between Houston and Dallas. So we kind of have a soupy atmosphere here. It does include Atlanta. And then those threat markers include areas there from about Chamberlain, South Dakota, back into western stretches of Nebraska. But generally, we're not looking at anything in the way of severe weather for today. In fact, it's going to be, for the most part, dry. And that bodes well if you're heading down to WC Handy for the big Zydeco night. They had a good crowd down there last night there as well. So I'm going to do just a little nowcasting here on Doppler radar. There's nothing here on the board. These showers out in Missouri and down into northern Arkansas, that area low pressure, it's been a slow mover. So out in Oklahoma yesterday, we'll glide a little bit closer. So I'm giving you a wide view. So that's going to set up in here tomorrow, then over the weekend, and then some areas of low pressure will ride right along that, kind of what we had in place last weekend. And I haven't included all the satellite, but you get up in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, the provinces there in Canada. You can see on the satellite picture all the wildfire smoke north there of Saskatchewan. And then as you get up into Calgary in those locations, north there of Winnipeg, but I have included all the satellites there. And for the second straight day, we have flight delays down in Dallas-Fort Worth. Some weather delays there because they've had some storms, so do check if you have that morning, afternoon connection to and from Dallas. So I'll take you through some of the cloud guidance overall. I'll take this full. We have some interesting cloud layers today, which I like to look at. We have some cloud layers generally at 4,000 to 5,000 feet, and then at 25 to 30. So kind of in that area, mostly cloudy. And then we'll work in some sun there at times. And on the pattern overall, I mean, we've been in a below normal pattern. We're going to be going slightly above average. These are the 6 and 10 day outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. We have above normal temperature-wise. Jeff and Art and Michael have pointed out all year long we've been in this pattern with above normal temperatures, but above normal precipitation here in the short term. And then this will be the pattern that we're in. Not every day is going to be rain, but I went back to May 1st. We've had 22 days where we've recorded some rainfall. Take a look at the mowing forecast overall. Good to go today if you have stuff. I'm going to get out and work in my yard today. And then Friday and Saturday, some downtime. And then Sunday, kind of a marginal day where hopefully we'll see some improving conditions. And still some of the farmers out there getting some of the crops in. So here's the latest guidance showing those cloud decks I showed you. We're kind of in that pattern where we go mostly cloudy. So I'll just run this forward a bit as we go into the afternoon. Winds are going to be out of the southeast. Some breaks by the time you come back in and check at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Maybe a little sunshine, but to finish off the day. It looks good for, as I mentioned, down in Henderson for Zydeco night. And then here we go on Friday morning. Some showers, a few storms in here. Now, there's a case here where we could have a few thunderstorms going during the morning. If this would verify, right now we're not included in the severe weather threat for our Friday, but I could see a case to be made for a level 1 threat. So if we have an update from the Storm Prediction Center, I think there's an easy case to be made for a level 1 threat for a few severe thunderstorms. So not going to be classified as a big outbreak of severe weather, but we could have a severe thunderstorm warning or two. And this guidance was verifying here very early this morning. And then showing some drier conditions for Friday after 5 and WC handy for Friday evening. Hopefully that would work out because a lot of outdoor events, and they have the cruise in on the west side on Saturday. And here's the case. Now, right now, a general risk, all thunderstorms produce lightning, but I think there's a case to be made for an isolated severe weather threat. I don't have all the charts that they look at the Storm Prediction Center, but based on latest radar trends, and then the severe weather threats generally from Amarillo, Texas, all the way up through the Sandhills of Nebraska, up into Billings, Montana, if you're doing any traveling on Friday. So let's go to the timeline on Saturday. I'll take this full. It's kind of rinse and repeat. A stalled area of low pressure, so we'll have these rounds of showers and storms on Saturday, and I included an 80% chance of rain. Now, the latest guidance here is showing some dry time as we work into Saturday, especially Saturday morning, and then into Saturday night during that time frame. Once again, we can look at the severe weather threats. They are a general risk. All thunderstorms produce lightning. That's encouraging. And then we have that level 1 threat generally sets up to our west outside of our viewing area as we go into Friday overall as for Saturday. And then I think that would be the case on Sunday as well. Now on Saturday, there is some modeling that's showing excellent chances for rain as we go through our Saturday. So this is the European model. On the TV side, I don't have time to go through all the modeling as far as that is concerned. But that's what we're looking at as far as Saturday and Sunday. This front kind of stalls across the area. And so even into Monday of next week, we're looking at these chances for some showers and thunderstorms. And there's the 7-day outlook as we go into still an unsettled pattern. As we go into Saturday, Friday, decent chance of showers and storms during the morning. And then again on Saturday with a high of 80, Sunday at 85, and then an 85 on Monday. These probabilities might have to be raised. I had some questions. Well, you're showing rain every single day. That's just kind of the pattern, even though it's been nice and dry as we've gone through the week. This is the pattern we'll be in over the weekend. So I've had some Cardinals, had great weather yesterday. We talked about that. They did lose to Don Mattingly and the Toronto Blue Jays. That comes from Scott. Hopefully the Cardinals can even up that series as we go through. I think they'll be playing later today. Tommy Neal is checking in. Good morning to Jeff, who watches over in Sava. So some of the comments have come in. I'm going to take this full. And, of course, we're going to have Mitch Carter and Casey Mason. Of course, they were covering some breaking news overall this morning. They'll bring you up to date in a moment. So this is a new stream. We've started at 8:30 each morning. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll have more here soon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Hey, good morning.
Good
How's it
morning,
going?
everyone. Thursday. Feel like a Friday, though.
Thursday. Here we go. Yeah.
We're back day 2. You guys liked us so much, we decided to come back and do this again, right?
We can't get enough. We love our jobs. We love 14 News. We love the CTV, and we love you all at home. Happy to be here. 8:30 in the
That's
morning.
right.
Let's
We've already
do it.
got some folks joining us live over on Facebook, seeing some of your comments coming in. We're going to talk sports a little bit later. Of course, we're going to get to those top headlines first. You know the drill. We're going to start with weather every day here at 8:30 with Byron kicking things off. Great way for us. And then Mitch and I will join a few minutes later for some of the top headlines that we talked about this morning, some stories we pulled that we thought you may want to kind of recap, starting with a reminder for those in Union County.
That's
so let's
right.
go ahead and
and
get to
our
that.
big thing today as well, of course, the Pacers last night winning Game 3 there, 2-1 in the series. So if anybody's watching right now, want to throw a comment at us, you watching Game 4, predictions for Friday, Pacers take it all, we'll find out. We'll get into it in a second. But first, here, like you were talking about here, a reminder for those in Union County, today is the last day you can apply for disaster SNAP benefits. Those were approved for those impacted by the May 16th tornado. That'll give you access to emergency food assistance through a grocery budget. Now, those with SNAP could be eligible for other benefits as well due to power outages from the storm there. We had the link and more information about applying, all available for you online right now on 14news.com.
Yeah, now we're going to head over to FEMA, providing an update on how they've been helping Kentuckians who were hit by storms over the past several months. And as today, they have provided nearly $1.5 million to those impacted by those May 16th tornadoes. And if you do live in Union County and you want to apply for help, you will have until July 23rd to do so. Meanwhile, FEMA has given out more than $22.6 million. That's great news there, Mitch, to help April flooding survivors.
Absolutely.
Again, July 25th is the deadline to apply for assistance for those April flooding and storms. But let's switch gears now and kind of talk about some things that are happening in the tri-state. We love good
Absolutely.
food, good music, and a good time.
No kidding. The WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival up and running now in Henderson. All the fun, of course, started at 5 o'clock last night as food trucks opened up shop, along with music from Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman. No relation there to Byron Douglas, of course. The first night of the festival, though, as always, is family night with activities hosted by the Henderson County Library. There they've got arts and crafts. You saw kids out there playing cornhole, other games there for kids to play as well. One festival goer had a special memory, though, with Handy Fest.
My husband and I went, I think, 6 years ago on our first date. So this is the first time we've been able to come back. And it's family night, so we can bring the kids and draw and play games and all that stuff.
Yeah, you know, of course, some big things are going down tonight at the festival. Tonight is Zydeco night as well. Sales kick off at 5:30, and lots of fun. There's beans and rice tent happening there. That's a new word that I learned this
Yeah.
week was the Zydeco. I never
Zydeco.
heard of that before, and it looks like some great food.
Big news down
of course,
there.
live music again. I think the Hellraisers are going to close out tonight, so if you want to go check out that live music around 8 o'clock, so that should be a good time there.
Should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, our big news
Let's get to
today.
it.
The Comeback Kids doing it once again here. NBA Finals moved inside of Gamebridge Fieldhouse last night as the Pacers and Thunder fought for the series lead in Game 3, Casey.
I know we love talking about this because, of course, it hits right home here in the Hoosier State. We are a basketball 11 state, of course. So this is just exciting news and just fun to watch the action.
No
But
doubt.
here's what's really cool is our Jordan Yaney actually made the trip to Indianapolis to talk to some of the fans that were from right here in the tri-state, right, Mitch? One of them was actually his own brother.
We'll find out.
Loved it. Great time up there. Take a look at this story.
A battle cry 25 years in the making as the NBA Finals are back in the great basketball state of Indiana.
Pacers in 6, let's go.
Game 3 saw fans lining up hours before tip-off from all across the Hoosier State, including Evansville.
Well, I always like to remind people they're the Indiana Pacers, not the Indianapolis Pacers. I think the Pacers do a good job. They do like pre-game or preseason camps all throughout the state, Fort Wayne, Evansville.
Robert Lamy is Memorial grad and lifelong Pacers fan. He says he wouldn't miss the chance to see his Pacers on this stage for anything.
I think that the Thunder get so much credit for having a really good home crowd atmosphere, but I think they've sort of underrated our own. I think they're going to be caught off guard with how loud of a place this is.
You know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But in Indiana, everyone is united behind the blue and gold. From Indianapolis Lifers.
I've been down here for a couple hours already, just walking around, experiencing, just soaking it all in.
To Evansville.
I came to watch the game and have a good time.
To people that look kind of familiar.
I'm excited for a Pacers dub, baby. Let's go.
It's the chance to witness history that has the Hoosier State going all out for their Pacers.
Great story there.
Love it. The Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton says the Pacers fans are deserving of this type of basketball. Of course, after 25 years there, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Game 4 will be in Indianapolis on Friday before the series then shifts back over to Paycom Center there in Oklahoma City for Game 5 on Monday. And, you know, I'm not your resident sports girl here, but of course I can get behind Indiana basketball all day, every day. I like the one guy who said it's not Indianapolis Pacers, it's the Indiana Pacers for sure.
Right.
And the state's being reminded of that right
Absolutely.
now.
They mentioned there, too, we cover these here at 14 News. They do those camps all across the state. I mean, Fort Wayne, they're down here in Evansville all the time, so it's definitely big news for the Hoosiers and our surrounding area here. Very excited for the Pacers.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been underdogs at home, getting the wins, finding a way. Tyrese Halliburton, of course, so clutch there for the Pacers, so who knows? They
Hey,
pull
I
one
wanted
out.
to ask you, have you ever been to a basketball game, like to that level, professional or even college basketball game?
When I was a wee lad, I went to a Pacers game or two. Obviously, they weren't quite as good then as they are right now, so it'd be a lot more fun to watch now. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I mean, any sort of live sport is always so fun.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this would be neat.
I grew up going to Assembly Hall, of course, you know, as a Hoosier, born and raised here in the tri-state. We got to go to several games, just going up to Bloomington, not that far of a drive. And one of the coolest moments was you'd see like John Mellencamp sitting there at Assembly Hall. And
Yeah.
so I did grow up on Indiana basketball, just more Hoosiers. But again, it's fun to get behind the Pacers. And
No doubt.
yeah, it's cool to have Jordan there, Max Parker as well. I'm sure they're having what's that, work and a little play or play and a little work. So it's a tough job, but
Yeah.
someone had to do it type thing with Jordan there.
I'm sure they're still sleeping right now. And they were up
Yeah.
there last night. They were in our 10 o'clock news. I'm sure they got home probably very late. Probably had a blast, but I'll be curious to see if they get to work today. We'll find out.
Yeah, I still notice Jordan's desk is empty as we speak, so we'll see if he gets here or not. But yeah, so second day doing this, guys. Thanks for tuning in, bearing with us. Going to check over at the comments real quick. Just enjoy you guys kind of giving your feedback. We're live, so we want to hear from you as well. It's a way to connect with you all when we're not sitting at the desk. We can't really do that in the studio,
Right.
but this gives us the opportunity to chat with you all and kind of hear what you have to say, what you have going on today. And we recapped several fun events taking place.
No doubt. Yeah.
From basketball to blues. You got it all this morning
That's
on
what I'm
CTV.
saying, yeah. Looking ahead to a fun weekend here. Of course, you heard Byron at the start of this. A nice kind of humid day out there today, but of course, looking ahead to potential rain coming up. So any yard work, I'm mowing my lawn today. If you're mowing yours, good call. And I guess you want to wrap this thing
Can
up?
you come mow my yard?
You are
That'd
on
be
your own
great.
there. My
Give
yard
us a
is hilly.
break. All right. Well, again, weather, news, and a little recap from just today with Mitch and I. So thanks for joining us. Of course, Byron, Mitch, and I will be right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We will see you then. All right. We'll see y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.